Good, happy Sunday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, Marlow Ambulance Service to soon return. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Jess Moran.
Mahindra wants to help you get your land ready for spring with the toughest tractors on earth and the Get Your Work Done sale. You could take home over $8,000 in cash back and savings, plus the industry's best 7-year limited powertrain warranty. That means you could do more mowing, lifting, and hauling for less with the world's #1 selling tractor, Mahindra.
Chapel Tractor, where you'll notice the difference since 1955.
Marlow is getting back to quick access to emergency services thanks to fire department and the volunteers. The town has been without an ambulance for several weeks because of staffing issues, forcing the residents to rely on neighboring communities for help. Jessica Moran explains why that's changing.
Sorry about that, everyone. We are having a little technical difficulties with that video. Residents in Marlow can look forward to faster access to emergency service thanks to the fire department and volunteers. The town has been without an ambulance for several weeks because the staffing issues, which has forced the residents to rely on neighboring communities to help. Now, the fire department is taking over its operation a month and a half after the previous crew retired. Staffing issues shut the ambulance down in March. The service is stretched thin throughout the country, and this area especially, Brewer said. Especially being down one ambulance and leaves everybody else without the service. Having this staffed and ready to go is gonna eliminate having to wait 20 plus minutes for an out-of-town agency to come help out a medical call. Thanks to recent increase in volunteers, officials hope to have the ambulance fully staffed by middle of July. Right now, ambulance can't be used to transport people, but they can use the equipment on it. They are awaiting for a couple more EMTs to be certified. If you'd like to volunteer, contact the Marlow Fire Department. Two doctors identified as victims of Boston penthouse double homicide. Let's take a listen to this video from WCVB Boston.
When facing a family crisis, you need Cervisi and Associates. With over 20 years of experience, we focus exclusively on divorce and family law. You can count on our team to provide personal attention, integrity, and dedication.
High atop South Boston's McAllen building, inside a $2 million penthouse, investigators search for clues about a gruesome double murder.
It's just a sad situation to think that it could happen in this building.
Police came to the penthouse after getting a call from a friend of the couple who lives here.
Dorchester Ave, the penthouse, it says he got a message from his friend saying that there's a gunman in the house.
Police say when they opened the door, this man, 30-year-old Bampuman Texera, fired a gun at them. Officers fired back, hit the suspect, and wounded him. Once inside, they found two bodies.
The DA will probably most likely bring charges for 2 counts of murder here.
Neighbors say the victims have lived in the penthouse for several years. They say access to the building is very secure, especially to that floor.
You can't get up there without a key. Like, the elevator wouldn't open the door for you without a key. So there's no access unless someone lets you in.
Detectives have been checking surveillance cameras in the neighborhood. The police commissioner says it does not appear this crime was random.
Someone to come here, go up to the 11th floor to a penthouse, we got to believe that, that somehow there was some type of knowledge of each other here.
The police commissioner declined to say today exactly how the victims were killed, other than to say that there is a lot of trauma to the bodies. Meanwhile, the suspect in this case is in the hospital but is expected to survive. Live in South Boston, David Beanick, WCVB, News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Northern Garage Railroad Museum kicks off the 25th season. Let's take a listen to this video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Welcome to Express Service at Patriot Subaru. If you need an oil change, tire rotation, or minor maintenance, use the Patriot Subaru Express Service lane. No appointment necessary. If you're driving a Subaru, we'll get you on your way. Patriot Subaru, Route 1, Saco.
Maine Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum kicking off its 25th operating season here in Portland. Today's Train Days event allowed families to participate in the museum's new Junior Engineer program. Founded in 1992, the nonprofit organization aims to educate the public and preserve history equipment related to Maine's 2-foot gauge railways.
Just the fact that this is such a great place to volunteer. If anybody out there is looking for a wonderful opportunity, come to the Maine Narrow Gauge, because this is a great group of people to work with and work for.
The museum is open daily through October 29th from 9:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon and features train rides. For more information on the museum's website at you can log on to www.mainenarrowgauge.org.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Very cool indeed. Texas cop facing murder charges and teen's death. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Single packs for guys with ED.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra single packs.
We're following another big story out of Texas. A police officer there turning himself in, charged with murdering a 15-year-old while on duty. The officer allegedly fired his rifle at a car full of teenagers, killing this honor student. ABC's Eva Pilgrim picks up the story.
Tonight, a Texas police officer facing murder charges for killing a 15-year-old honor student. The officer now out of jail after posting bond.
A charge is great, but it's been 47 years since the state of Texas had a conviction for murder of a law enforcement officer, and so the family's in it for the long haul.
Those charges coming just hours before the family of Jordan Edwards buried the football standout. His two brothers, witnesses to the shooting.
They're struggling through terrors, they're struggling through anger, they're struggling through disappointment.
Officer Roy Oliver fired after authorities say body camera video showed him firing a rifle into a car full of teens, leaving a large house party last Saturday night. That body camera video dispelling the officer's original story that the teens were aggressively backing up.
There's no way to describe the range of emotions that all of us have felt.
Tonight, ABC News learning Officer Oliver, who served in the Army for 6 years, joined the police force in 2011. In 2013, he was reprimanded after admitting to being angry and aggressive while testifying in court during a DWI case, later required to take anger management training. But in his most recent employee evaluation this past January, supervisors said Officer Oliver exceeded expectations. We have reached out to the officer's attorney. We have not gotten any response. He faces up to life in prison if convicted.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. See you back here later on today. Bye, everyone.